participating because they don't know how. They can't play with their friends because they don't know how to, they can't think of ideas, they can't think of the next step, you know, so you're really pulling together a lot, and I'll show you. So this is a cushion if anyone wants to try it. So this helps with kids that need more information to their body. We'll kind of recommend that sometimes, and also kids that need more postural control.
They sit on this?
Yeah, so you sit on it.
Oh, you sit on it.
So if anyone wants to try it, it's kind of fun. There's a bumpy side and a non, and it comes in round. This side's better for posture because it really kind of, there's a round one that's more just bouncy, but you can kind of see, and look at her posture, do you see that? It really shifts things, which is really interesting.
To class every day. You can't really like lean forward because then like you're falling forward.
Right, so you also need this is a smaller size thing for a kid's chair, so it's a little big. This is a scooter board. I don't know if anyone wants to try it or sit it, but we'll do with that helps kids process movement.
What, like ride?
It's really fun. It's kind of like if you play for your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so a lot of kids are really weak like that, and they can't even push themselves around. They're really working on their core muscles.
There was, like, I watched the person I observed, she was doing something where, like, she was doing something and, like, trying to have the kid copy her, and, like, it was interesting to, like,
right.
I watched 3 kids in a row, she did the same thing, and, like, every single one had a disconnect, but in a different place.
Isn't
like,
that fascinating?
Like, she was showing them, like, a magic, like, okay, like, whatever, like,
Yeah.
whatever, something, like, went like this, like, she was showing the magic trick, like,
Yeah.
and then, like, one was, like, turning it the wrong way, one was, like, they were doing all these, like, interesting things, like, they were, like, holding it, like, in 2 hands, she's like, that's not what I'm doing, like,
Right.
and, like, they just, like,
They couldn't
different,
process
like, disconnects or, like,
Yeah.
not being able to, like, mirror that, like, figure out where to put your fingers or, like, anything, like, sometimes it's, like, 20 minutes of them, like,
Right.
just show me,
And
like,
it's
she's like,
so
no,
easy
try,
when
try.
you do it, right? Like
Right, and then I
how
was
come
like,
they can't do
I wonder
it?
if I could figure it out, and, like, all the
Right.
things after that she does, I always, like, try them, like, oh, it's so cool, like, because, like, sometimes they are a little bit hard, but, like, usually
Right.
they're not so difficult, but.
Right. Right.
Whatever.
You know, and you have to, I think the fun thing being an OT is you're kind of like a detective. Like you're like, okay, like this kid is having some breakdowns, right? He's having some like social issues. He's maybe having some sports issues, right? He's having some gross motor, fine motor issues. This is really fun. I know this is my own personal favorite.
Oh, I love that.
But you can actually buy
So
it commercially. So this other one is called Therapy, and that's like a hand strengthening one. This
Oh
one
my god, this is awesome.
Is that the magnetic one?
I also have had the magnetic one,
What's
which did not
magnetic
work as
about
well as I expected.
Oh, really?
Wait,
Maybe I just
picks
had a
stuff
dead.
up?
Yeah, so there's a big magnet and it's magnetized, so when you press it to the magnet, it has magnetic particles and it magnetizes itself, and then you can pick up things with it.
That's cool.
So yeah, and these are really exciting for kids. So, you know, and there's like 1,000 OTs again are really good at like just taking objects and thinking of 1,000 different ways to use them, and also for different kids, you're using them for different reasons. So that's why you do like end up using a lot of creativity. Like I might be using this for one kid for hand strengthening, right? I might be using it for another kid as like a fidget because they need more body information, they need more deep pressure, they need more touch input to kind of help them, you know, calm down. You know, for another kid, I might be forming their letters out of it to help them, you know, get that memory. They need a more multisensory way to learn. This is a tennis ball that we make for kids sometimes.
Oh, I just saw this yesterday.
So
that's
you want to
so
try, you can
cute.
test your own hand strength, you want to try feeding it to them, and then you can kind of see.
Oh, and then you like.
Yeah.
That's so creepy.
Well,
These
also
are
if you like
fun.
to squeeze
These are different pencil grips, so it's interesting to see like for yourself.
You do a lot of handwriting also?
Yeah, so we do a lot of, you know, and I do like some handwriting. I'll do like handwriting intensives where like kids will come for 4 days and really work on handwriting. But it, you know, I think the challenge is really making it fun for kids. And I think with handwriting, I think it's become like kind of stereotyped, like OTs, like people that don't really know what OTs do, or OTs that themselves don't really understand what they're doing. They'll say like, oh, I work on handwriting, right? Or like OTs do upper body, PTs do lower body. And that's really, I think, sad because that really diminishes like what OTs do and what they can offer, which is so much bigger and like so valuable. You know, so when you're working on handwriting is really like an outcome of a lot of things that kind of maybe not being in place. So a kid could have handwriting issues for like 1,000 reasons. So yeah, you need to work on the handwriting, but you also need to figure out like why are they having those reasons. Is it a strength issue? Is it an eye-hand coordination issue? Is it a sensory processing issue? They don't have the body awareness, you know, to even kind of know where their hands are, or, you know, or to even know how to hold the pencil. So there's just so many different, you know, options of why. So these different pencils are interesting, and you can kind of see like the traditional grasp is a 3-finger grasp, but a lot of adults don't even have that grasp. So it's kind of fun to kind of like look at your own
You're
grasp.
supposed to put the fingers in the right place.
Right, so some kids that are kind of like doing things like that, or they're doing things like that, but they don't like that always because then it's really uncomfortable if you're used to it. Right, this one is really fun, I find. A lot of kids like it. This is another grasp that's like a pretty good grasp. So do you want to try it?
That's how I, wait.
Is it? Sometimes you don't even know how you write till you.
Where do you find all this stuff? Like, it's where you work, or like you
No, just
like
on my
find
phone.
your own, like you go out and look at
Okay.
toys and like try and
No.
figure out how to use them?
Yeah, I always have like a radar out for like cool toys, but my clinic, I can also show you some pictures. I have some pictures on my phone I took to kind of show you. You know, and then there's like, we also do a lot of like, we're doing a lot of processing skills, so like visual perceptual skills, so we'll play a lot of, this is just an example, but like a lot of games, really working on, you know, like there's just so many angles. So like say you have like this puzzle here, right?
Shoot, is it 1:45?
Oh my goodness, it's late, it's 12:40.
I mean,
12:50. Yeah, you
I think it's on
can
our
run.
one.
Yeah,
But thank you so much.
you're welcome,
Really
if you have any
interesting.
questions, let me know. Yeah, you guys probably have to go too, but it's kind of fun to, you know, think about that.
Yeah, it was-
I think I'm gonna have more fun than making.
I know, right?
Right, and you can kind of see there's like, we have the ball pit area, we have the
So cool.
swings, there's like
So
just a lot
fun.
of different, you know, a lot of art, you know, so I have a lot of resources, which I think is fun. Not everyone has that, and sometimes if you're working like in, you know, privately or in early intervention, you're gonna like make your own, you know, start looking out for your own stuff, 'cause even I'll do that just to like have it. You know, but there's a lot of little things you can use, like these aren't all big things, it's just more about being creative with it.
Right.
You know, like even like these, I'm not gonna show you them here because it'll probably disrupt everyone, but rocket balloons, you know, you kind of let them fly, they make noise, but there's so many things you can work on, like, you know, with
What kinds of things does that work on?
so say like something like this, so you're pumping it up, right, so you gotta work on bilateral coordination, so using both sides of your body, so having that body awareness. You know, eye-hand coordination, attention, so like some kids, they just wanna like let it go before it's done. They're not, you know, they can't wait in time and, bring it back, you know, visual tracking, so being able to watch it, across space. So you'll see kids that like, say like, don't have good eye contact, and all of a sudden they're like really watching it, and they're really cueing in, or they can't sequence, you know, 2 steps, so like they can't go get it, come back, and do it again. So you're, you know, there's so many things you can work on. Or you might have it be like a pretend game, you know, and add more creative play to it. So yeah, it's really cool. I like what I do, so. It's a fun one, yeah. So if anyone has, you know, you guys could always ask me questions when you're gonna,
How did you get like observing things?
how did I get
Like you
hours?
just called people? And...
Yeah, so I knew some OTs, so I would ask them, you know, so I got a few hours like here and there through different people, I'd say. And then I also had my job, so I got a lot of hours that way. But I really just called sometimes. And there's so many OTs in the community now that like you can just, you know, and most people are happy to like have you come, you know, shadow for like an hour or 2. And then some places you can do a little more than that, you know, depending on the fit. So, you know, it's a good place to start probably. And just like asking around, but I would never feel like shy to like call an OT department, and I mean, I don't, you know, yeah, call an OT department and like just near you and like ask if you can observe, even like going across the street.
And they're
you know?
usually pretty open to letting you do it.
Yeah, some places are like give you a little more like they're more formal, you know, like they'll have you sign something and you know they only let you go for like a certain amount of hours, like you know like hospital settings, and some places have like too many people, so they don't need anyone else, but it's always worth asking, you know, like they're open if they have the availability, so yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
What is it offering the GRE?
Are you thinking about it?
So right now, I actually switched to social.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I'm doing so long, so.
I need at least.
Yeah, it just depends if you wanna like,
Well, when,
yeah, social work is just like
it
totally.
only be during
social
summer?
emotional piece, so it just depends how heavily.
Because Dr. Struck just suggested I
I feel like I'm
start
doing a
next
lot
week
of
now.
where I had a lot of.
Right, so.
But it's not
in
as
the
intense
past,
and
I've done
sometimes-
it,
Exactly.
I'm glad.
either in the summer.
You know, it can be hard
or in
enough.
the fall.
Like, routine, but
I'm
sometimes
not
like I think it would be
doing
fun
in
to
the
have
fall
more.
Because,
Open-ended,
first of all, how that's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to this year.
I mean,
But
also, yeah, it depends like what
it's
you want,
too
where you're
stressful for
studying.
people to be
Right.
taking the GRE and applying and going to
Concerned more
class
about
and
like
going
job
to
availability and
So,
stuff like that.
I also found that 6
Social
weeks
workers
is a
have a lot
really
of-
tight.
If they get like experience, I feel like social
And
workers
I
can
wanted
have a lot
to
of like
Right.
private practice.
So I actually wanted to
Options.
start after
Right.
staff and go through summer.
That like is my
But
ultimate
obviously
goal.
that didn't
Right.
happen.
A while, but
So
yeah.
at this point, I'd
Yeah.
like to start after Shavuos and go through the summer.
But then, and just go through summer semester.
Yeah, to the end of
And then like
July.
if you end up missing classes and stuff, it's not like, you don't have to come up or anything, it's just,
Yeah, that's fine.
oh, cause like, I'm saying it's,
There's no grade.
to do it from after Shavuos is good, but there's a
Yeah.
week in between
Right.
spring and summer where like a lot of us won't be here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if no one.
And what time are time of day are you looking for?
Sunday morning.
Like, is it a commitment if I say that I'm seriously thinking about it, or?